I'm Russell Bowyer. I'm Managing Director and owner of Custom World, a company that was established in 1982, although I haven't had it since then. I bought the company last year in October. Been running it for the last, just over 12 months. Custom World is situated on the Ferndown Industrial Estate in Wimborne, and we employ 30 staff now, and we design, manufacture and install fitted furniture, mainly for, we're B2C, business to customers type of business, and we fit mostly bedrooms and home offices, but we also do work with developers, hotels, sometimes care homes, that type of business, fitting offices for them, and also for hotel we would fit bedrooms. I've been a member of the board from around about May, June, so about 6 months now. I remember meeting Ian Siddall at it was a thing at a hotel in Bournemouth, and he had got a set up there, and there was a few people he had talked to about the concept, and he ran a mini board, and I, along with a couple of other people, really enjoyed and got really into the actual idea of it, and that was what first got me into the idea of joining the Alternatve board. There are two sides to it, the way I see it. There's the board itself, where you meet the other members of the board, and also there's the one-on-one meetings with Ian. I enjoy both aspects of that, and it's been able to talk about your business, talk about problems or situations or challenges, I suppose, and share those and get feedback by other members, but also feedback and input on a one-to-one, where there are perhaps more things that you don't necessarily want to air straight away in an open board that you can do on a confidential basis with Ian, and sometimes by doing that you then feel, actually, this is something I can now air openly in the board. Although it is all confidential, but there are certain aspects, sometimes you feel, actually, I just want to talk about this with Ian in the first place, and then maybe go forward from there. We're a mixed bunch in our board, from someone who has a building company, to a guy that has a marketing business, to a lady that has her own tax business, to mine, which is, it's all manufacturing through to service, and also retail. So there's a wide spectrum, really. I had a particular challenge. I was looking at buying another business to bolt on to Custom World, and that was actually to go into kitchens. And we used the board to take a vote, and the vote, there were two votes that weighed heavily in terms of the voting, one of which was the builder who does kitchens, and he said, don't do it. He had reasons behind it, because there's every single trade within the kitchen, and that carried a lot of weight, the fact that he already did. It wasn't from a competitive point of view, it was coming from a viewpoint of, I've done this, really think carefully about doing it. And obviously, actually, as it happens, Ian participates in that, and it wasn't just about whether I did it. The question is what price would I do it at? And I actually thought about it, and Ian said, even if you were offering zero for that business, I wouldn't do it. And that actually hit home. I think, well, actually, that really helped me in my decision. And as it happened, I decided not to go ahead with it. I do get involved with the other businesses, and I'd like to think that the input I have to what I bring to the table or the board, the other people do value those opinions. A particular guy who's going through a challenging time in his business, and he's brought those challenges to us. And I do understand, a bit like myself, I know with him, he aired that particular aspect with Ian, and I think Ian coached him into saying, well, actually, you're probably right, and it's a good idea to bring that problem to the board. And he did so, and we gave input to him, and I feel that by listening to us, and I think he is getting himself through that situation by listening to other business owners within the board itself. Ian I see him as a sounding board, a mentor really as well, that because I know he's been there, done it, got the t-shirt a number of times, been in charge of bigger businesses, he's owned and run bigger businesses, so it's not that he's just telling you from no background. He's got a wide background and business knowledge, and the more you get to know Ian, the more you find out about what he has done, or it's probably what you find out what he hasn't done, really. So I find those, arguably sometimes I actually find those in some ways more valuable to me personally, because I do like those one-on-ones. I like the rapport that I have with Ian, and I think that helps very much. Key benefits are having a forum to air challenges, decisions, to get people's input on making what I would call key decisions within a business to move it forward. And having someone, i.e. Ian, who is behind this particular board, there to pick up, because it's not just the one-on-ones or the board meetings. He's there at the end of the phone to say, Ian, what about this? I've got this particular challenge, or what have you. So for me, it's having someone at the end of the phone, someone that I can meet on a regular basis, and then a board meeting once a month to, talk about various decisions. Ian's depth of knowledge and what Ian has done, I did actually say to him that he really undersold himself to me. That when you actually find out what Ian has done and what he brings to a business owner in terms of helping you through those challenges, that's what surprised me. I don't think anything surprised me in terms of what the actual board itself, but it was more the person behind it, Ian, I think. I would recommend the Alternatve board to other business owners. I have done as well. I would probably say to them, even if you're not sure about it, give it a try, because I've always said in my past, by trade I'm a chartered accountant, so I used to be on this other side of the fence and advising businesses, and I know all too well how lonely it is at the top. So I used to have the same discussions that Ian has with me on the other side of the table. So I always know that if you are an owner-managed business on your own, it can be very lonely. So therefore, being available in a group forum scenario, you can talk about your woes, your challenges, and so on that you can't talk to your staff about, because they need to see this solid, confident person without any problems type of person in front of them. And you can't start talking about problems or challenges and so on. You can talk about certain things, but there's a lot of things you can't talk about with your staff. And that's where the board comes into its own. And that's the type of thing that I'll be saying to other people of why to go. Give it a go.